What's going on, family? What's going on, famo? Trying to get this thing straight, but it ain't working. I do my best with it. I think that should be fine. Trying to get this boy straighten it. Some type of position. Wow. All right, I think that's straight. I don't know. Should be okay. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great day today. I'm not too sure how the weather's been acting on your side. On my side, it has been weathering, like changing like crazy. I know we're approaching the end of the year, and we know around this time it starts to get a little chilly, more so chilly than anything. In most places, um, unless you live more so in like Florida and stuff where it's always hot. But even, I mean, we get a little chill. We get a little chill, for about like a week. We get winter time for like a week. So, it counts for something, I guess. But, yeah, we definitely ain't making no snowballs and stuff like that. That ain't happening. So, but, you know, we're making it happen. We're making it happen. I hope y'all week's been straight. How y'all week been though? Y'all week been good? Week's been good. I think I got slow connection on this end. Some I don't know. I can't tell. But anyways, yeah, my week been good. Um, once again, the weeks have been flying. We know that the week's been a flying, right? And you know, it's I don't know. I want to say it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet. It can be both a good thing and a bad thing. Um, it can be both a good thing and a bad thing. The way how fast time has been going. Um, it depends on how you look at it. Depends on what we got going on in our daily lives. I know it's a bad thing when you're looking at bills that are constantly coming at you every month. You're like, didn't I just pay this bill? Like, why is it already here again? Kind of thing. That's for time to be moving so quickly. But it has its pros too. It has its pros. But nonetheless, I hope y'all had a productive and positive week. Not so negative. We try to look more forward towards the positive than negatives. We definitely do. Um, and try to keep it there. Keep it there. You feel me? But once again, yeah, I hope y'all had a good week. Um, I wanted to have a small chat with y'all today. We're actually on a series. We're still on a series. Um, what's going on, everybody? Family, what's going on? If you guys haven't already, smash that like button. Show your boy some love. Um, and I got more videos coming through. Right now, we're touching a certain topic. Fruits of the spirit, actually, what it takes for the spirit to be of the spirit, kind of deal. Um, and today is we're gonna talk about kindness. We're gonna talk about kindness today. All right, kindness. The topic of kindness. I know a lot of people. Um, well, yeah, we live in a society where kindness is not really being passed around right now. A lot of people are kind of staying to themselves and things like that. A lot of people are more to themselves, more indoors to themselves, not really like being too social with the world and people around them. You know, a lot of that has to do with like trust issues, and I ain't taking that. I ain't taking that away from y'all. I ain't taking that away from nobody. Trust me. People in this world will do it to you. They will make you not trust them. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we are definitely living in a world where you can't. And I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that like straight up. I'm gonna vouch for that. Where You really can't though. You really can't just give your trust to just anybody. You can't just go throwing your trust out, to just random people and just thinking like nothing bad is gonna happen about it, things like that. That's not how it goes. We unfortunately we definitely don't live in a fairy tale world. We do live in a real world where you have to be cautious of who you give your ears, your eyes, your attention to, who you pay attention to. All right. Um, there are definitely some people that will abuse your trust. We know that. People that if you give them certain information, they'll run with it and go telling other people and things of that nature. And those are the kind of people we don't, yeah, we really should not be affiliating ourselves with. We know that. All right. On the flip side of that, there are people that we should open up to. I don't think that we should also just remain so closed out. You know, to just kind of remain to ourselves. I don't think that's also the answer either. I think we um exercise our social skills for sure. Don't follow what the media and what you see going on in the world. Where they want you to be like to yourself and all closed up to yourself, things like that. Like, what I'm trying to say, like, that stuff's whack. That's not where it's at. Create your own space, create your own pathway. Obviously guided by God, but you know what I mean. Like, don't follow what you see in the world and follow that too, because the world's way of doing things is honestly kind of lame. To be honest with you. Um, yeah, don't follow what you see someone else doing and just kind of like go along with it. Nah, create your own path. Follow. Do what you gotta do what you gotta do for you and for the people around you. All right. Um, Once again, the topic today we want to talk about is kindness. Something I feel like a lot of us need to you know talk about and spread a little bit more of in this world. We're on the fruits of the spirits once again. I'm doing a series. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button so more people can get to see this on the algorithm. I'm sure a lot of people need to see this. Also hit that subscribe button so you can get notified and see more um, videos popping up, and you'll see more of what kind of needs to be said, really. All right, so let's get into it. So we're talking about kindness, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Kindness, right? So why is kindness important? Let's start there. Why is kindness important? All right. Um, I mean, if I were to ask anybody that question, why is kindness important? What would be the first thing that goes on in your mind? I'll give you a few seconds to kind of like think about it. A few seconds to think about why is kindness important. Do 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 do. All right, time's up. I gave you guys some time to think about it. As to why is kindness, like kind of like ask yourself that question. Why do you feel like kindness is important? What's going on? What's going on, you guys? What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? So why do you guys feel like why is kindness important? If you were to ask yourself that question, why is kindness important? In the world in general, just kind of like think to yourselves. I like that answer. I like that answer a lot, actually. Because we need to be kind. That's a good one. I like that. That is a really good. That's a good answer. Because we need to be kind. Um, that's honestly us. Because we need to be kind to help people, not hating people. Oh man, you're good. You're good. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, Let me see. Give me one second. got to get this back and running because I don't know why I did this. But let me see. Hold on one sec. One sec. One sec. Okay, I think I got this back and running. Some in the world in general. Uh oh, sorry. Give me 1 second, you guys. This one's having an issue. I'm gonna get it back and running right now. Watch. Resume. Boom, boom, boom. Got it. All right, bet. There you go. All right, so basically, with your answer, I actually really like that answer. And really, yeah, like you said, it's really too. And we need to be kind to everyone. You guys are. You okay? Oh, okay, I got some really good answers here. And we need to be kind to make people happy. You don't know what they have been through. That's a good one. We need to be kind to everyone. You guys are you okay or did you? Oh yeah, yeah. See that too. I like that 100%. Um, I love the responses, by the way, your boys. I love the way I love the your mindsets behind it. Um, and honestly, that's the whole point of this because I want people to go more in depth in their thought process. Um, Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm also trying to get this going. On me. Why are you doing this? I'm just not gonna work with you for a sec. Okay, so in the world. I'm just gonna probably leave that one alone. All right. Anyways, back over here. Yeah, this one's acting crazy. So, I like that response. It says we need to be kind to everyone. You guys, okay? So, and I agree. You know, what it and I mean what you just said and where I was going with it actually kind of lines up. I'll let you guess that. I'll let you guess that number. I'll let you guess it. But anywho, yeah, give me a number and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. So, yeah, no, no, but that was a really good answer. I like that a lot. Um, really kindness. I'll take it. Close. That's also close. I'll probably give you guys the answer at the end of the video. All right. So what you just said though, um, it's true. Where we basically kindness it helps the world to go around. If you look at the world's conditions right now, right? You look at the world condition, and you see the state of the world. You see the panic. You see the issues, the wars, and the dysfunction. How everybody's like butting heads, things of that nature, right? A lot of that is due to like greed and selfishness, right? And you look at all that stuff and you're like thinking to yourself, it's like, man, if these people just learn how to exercise, if you guys just learn how to exercise kindness, then happy early birthday. Um, if we just learn how to exercise kindness in this world, we would understand that we would be in a much better position than where we are currently. Um, and once again, we know that this world operates the way it does because of a lot of its greed. A lot of its greed, selfishness. They think about themselves and all the decisions that they make. They don't think about the next country or the next person. They don't think like that. And had we really thought like that, we had more kindness, um, we'd be, we'd be way better off. We'd be way better off. Um, and kindness, it'll basically take you far. Kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a super long way. Where we can formulate structures, plans, societies, just through the. I like that answer. Love it. I love it actually. Not like it. I love it. There will be no wars. Yes, exactly. And that's just what it is. Like, the solution to world peace is a lot easier than what we is. The people who are in charge of the world, the 1 percenters or whoever these folks are, they make it difficult. They make it seem like it's difficult to obtain these things. No pushing. Right. It. Right. 100%. Like, the world actually is way no hitting. All the above. Correct. It'll be peaceful. Everyone's kind to one another. They're the ones that make it hard for people to understand that. Oh, it's hard. Like, it's a challenge to make the world a better place, and that's simply not the case. It's actually way easier than we have ever thought it to be. They make it challenging because honestly, those who are in power at the same time, they don't want true peace because true peace won't bring them money. When you think about how they're running things, they are simply once again thinking about themselves, greed, power, things of that nature. So if you're coming at it thinking from that perspective, you're not really thinking about kindness and peace and thinking about other people, the people that you're not even thinking about the people that you're ruling. You're just thinking about yourself, your pockets, your family, and their generations. Yeah, no blood, no kids, feel pain like God. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, me personally, like what's happening in Gaza, what's happening anywhere in the world. Um, if I could do more for them, I would definitely love to do more for them. If God does something that He blesses me to bless Gaza or any other location, that there will be no more dysfunction, I would jump on that real quick. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even hold back because there is no selfishness within myself. I don't, and life is too short to be having all that. Like, I think I find more pleasure myself in helping the next person out or seeing someone else, their life easier. I'm trying to say, like, I love to see people happy versus trying to give misery to other people. And it's funny because it's those same people that love seeing other people miserable. They're the ones that they can't take their own. You know how they say, take your own medicine. They can't take their own medicine. They can't dish out. They can't take what they dish out, and those are what you call cowards. When you can dish out what you can't take yourself, those are what's called cowards. You're a coward. And I said it straight up, just like that. If you can dish out something and you can't take that yourself, you're a coward. All right. Um, and unfortunately, this world is ran by cowards. That's really what it comes down to. Really, what it comes down to. Um, but now, a more personal question I want to ask each of you guys as well. Now, if I were to ask you as well, personally, would you consider yourself kind? Just thinking to yourself. You don't even have to put it down. You don't have to write it out. Would you say yes? Would you consider yourself kind? Would you consider yourself kind? If I were to ask you that, ask you a question, I like that. He didn't even hesitate. See, those are the answers that I want to see. When you're quick to put it, when you know you're solid in that area, you're not gonna hesitate. You're gonna be quick to put it. That's exactly the kind of attitude that I want to see because I got bullied a lot and I don't care. All right, see, and you know what? It's because you've been through what you've been through. You make decisions that you've made today because you not only do you not want to ever go through that yourself again, but you want to make sure other people don't go through what you went through as well, right? Am I right? So you kind of want to stand up for other people now, right? Right? That's the kindness within you. That's the goodness within you. God put that within you. See? Right. And guess what? God's gonna bless you because of that. For having that mindset, for having that heart. If you're watching this and you only want to see good by another person, that's a sign that God is within you. That's a sign that God is working with you. That's a sign that God loves you as a person. That's a sign that He's walking with you. That's a sign that He will bless you because of the way that you are. Simple. But now, if we're sitting there walking with pride and greed and we're only thinking about ourselves, these are the kind of people that God, He kind of backs off from a little bit. He backs off, he removes His hands from you. He's like, all right, listen. Not he obviously not saying he doesn't hate anybody, but he gives us time. He does give us time and a chance to get right. Um, and but He sees that if we're like this, let me turn my car on for some AC here. I don't need it. Bump it. If when he sees us like this, you know what? I will. Oh, you know what? Yeah, forget about it. So when He sees us like this, right? Um, with pride and all this stuff, he pulls back away from us. He'll give us time, but overall, He doesn't like people like that. If you were the president, what would you do for your country? I like that question. Man. Let me plot myself up real quick. If I were the president, I would try to do a lot for my country. Um, so man, where do I even begin? I mean, it's okay. So I would try to seek out pretty much all the issues um that are currently going on in the world, and I would dissect it. I mean, to be honest with you, I have a lot of. I can't tell you right now, 'cause it'll take up the rest of the live, and I don't want to stay on too long. It is a good question though. I like that. I like that question. And I actually have it written down, my boy. I have it written down as to what I would do. I have a couple of things written down, like what changes I would like to make in the world, things like that. So I do have plans. I do have plans. Um, World hunger would be one of the fixes. No more war would be one of the fixes. Um, true peace would be a fix. Um, yeah, things of that nature. Things of that nature. But like I said, if I were to go too deep into it, it'll take up too much time. But I'll probably cover that. Actually, I'll probably make a live about that by itself. We'll see how that goes. Um, all right. So let me continue here. Let me continue. So now I do want to say something here. So people mistake that being kind, though. People mistake that being kind is you basically being a pushover, right? And I just want to say, for those, sorry, it's getting a little warm in here. Gonna open the door for a little bit. So hopefully you can hear me. Yeah. So um, people mistake people mistake being kind for being soft, right? And I just want to say that that's not, those two things don't line up entirely. Okay, just because you're kind doesn't necessarily mean you're soft at the same time. A lot of people mistake that. They think because, oh, you're kind, oh, you can't put your foot down, you can't be this, you can't be that. To be honest with you, those are the people you got to be careful for the most. Actually, you ever heard how they say like the quiet ones are the ones you got to be careful for? Have you ever heard that before? So yeah, it's kind of like that. Like the the kind ones are the ones you don't mess with. Why? Why do I say that? Because they only go into a certain mode or a certain rage mode or whatever you want to call it, um, when they need to. People who are like douchebags, like always angry all the time for no reason, those are the people you don't really have to worry about because they're always like that, right? Like they always like that. But the people who are kind, those are the ones you don't want to like push their buttons and get mad and attack them, things like that, because they only reserve their true anger and rage for moments like, yeah, when they really need it. 100%, exactly. 100%. Um, you know, people think just because you're kind, you got to be soft at the same time, and that's not the case. Like I said, like people who there's two sides to the coins. There's the people who are uh, projecting it and saying, oh, they think you're soft, and there's on the receiving end of it, the people who are kind, and that's the message that I have for the both of them. That for the both of you guys is the one who thinks that a kind person has to be soft. Don't think that. I mean, if you're gonna think that, rethink that thought because all right, my boy, hey, have a good night's rest. God bless you, my boy. Um, so the people who, um, the people who are the ones projecting that, oh, they assume that you're supposed to be soft because you're kind. Like I said, don't think that because that can easily backfire, and you won't even realize it. And same vice versa, the people who are on the receiving end, who are kind, who if you ever had that thought in your mind that, oh, I'm kind, so that also equates to me being soft, don't think that either, because that does not mean at all actually that you're soft. It just means you're kind. You have a a way about you. You understand how to walk in the world. That's different from being a pushover and letting people walk over you. Don't let people just walk over you just because you're kind. All right. So being kind and being a pushover, completely two different things. Um, and like, I mean, I can give you a story with myself. Um, I, I've always been the same, kind of quiet, reserved to myself, kind person. If someone needed a help, advice, anything of that nature, I would be the first to be there. Um, I'd love to be a helping hand, a helping ear, just giving advice, things like that. And yeah, just looking at my own history, my own past, how even though I liked to be that way, I also was never a pushover. Like I knew when someone would try their hand, they would try me, and I would know that this ain't it. Like and the thing about me that I'm kind of proud of myself about is that um, I would be quick to cut people off in a sense, and it's a good thing to be like that. Good and bad depends on how you look at it, but more so good. Um, because when people try their hands with you, then you have to have that mechanism to be able to just cut people off quickly. You have to, because there are a lot of people in this world that will try you, and if you don't have that mechanism, um, then people will know to continue to disrespect you, and that's something we also won't tolerate. You know, um, and yeah, I mean that's just what it is. You know, once again, we just understand that being kind in this world, it takes us far. I think being kind, it opens up doors for us. It opens up all kinds of doors. You know what I'm trying to say? Instead of being just mean all the time, instead of just being like mean all the time, um, I think kindness gets you into way more doors. It gives you way more opportunities than just being like just an angry person all the time. I'm sure a lot of you can agree that you've probably been given certain opportunities because you were, whether you, um, um, I don't want to say pretend to be kind because that's kind of like a bad way of saying it, but the fact that you've brought your kindness to the forefront, I'm sure that right there is what opened a lot of doors for you. And you know what I mean, right? So, um, yeah, I mean, I think once again that if this world which I'm not. I'm more of a realist. I'm an optimist at the same time, but I'm more of a realist at the same time. And I also know that it's not impossible. It's not impossible for this world to change, to turn around. Yes, I'm not gonna lie. The devil and his henchmen have done a lot of dirt. They have done a lot of damage to this world and corrupting the minds of the people in this world. You know, all their devices and strategies of corrupting the world. Um, just really just making the world the way that it is today. How they divided the people, land, caused dysfunction in people. You got people out here meowing and stuff like they're a cat. I don't know. I don't know how society got to this point. I don't know. Some people are cats apparently, or cows saying moo. I don't know. Listen, the devil has done some works in this world. Let's just look at it like that, right? Where there's good, there's evil. Where there's a God, there's a devil. He's done his work in the land. You know, I'll give it to him. Give it to him for doing what he did. You know. But I also believe that there will be a day where things can turn around. Things will turn around. Things can turn around. Um, you know, and I'm a strong believer in that. So, pushing kindness is one of the biggest things I feel like we can do. In doing so, it's one of the biggest things we can do. Um, if you guys haven't already, smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're on kindness. We're talking about kindness, fruits of the spirit, kindness. Why it's important. How it affects the world. Um, and yeah, I mean, we can go on. We can go on and on about why kindness is important, but I don't think I really have to. Um, I'm sure we all know why. We know why kindness is important. We do. Um, it's just a better alternative than to just be, angry all the time. Who wants to be like that snotty person like all throughout the entire day? Who wants to be that? Not I, says a little red hen. All right. So, real quickly with you guys, I actually have a few verses I want to go over with you about kindness that talks about kindness, right? So let's look into it. Let's see what God has to say about kindness. I got Ephesians 4 verse 32. Ephesians 4 verse 32, and this says, "Be kind and compassionate to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God forgave you." Okay. Um, I got another one for you. Proverbs 11 verse 17. Proverbs 11 verse 17, and this goes, "Those who are kind benefit themselves, but the cruel bring ruin on themselves." Yeesh. Yeesh. All right. I got another Proverbs for you. I got a Proverbs 19 19 verse 17. Proverbs 19 verse 17. And this goes, "Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed." That means basically, if you give to the poor, if you see other people in need, things of that nature, and you're quick to lend a helping hand, God sees this, and He will repay you. Don't do like a lot of people where you see them like they give just they give for show, like, oh, they start pull out their phone, start recording. Oh, look, I'm giving. No, don't do that. If you're gonna give in secret. Just do it out of the kindness of your heart. It's really just between you and God. You don't need nobody else to see it, just to be like, oh, what I'm trying to say. Matter of fact, it's a part in the Bible where God says, like, if you give and you're like recording it and showing people that you're doing it, and you're seeking validation from people. You're seeking validation from man. And what God says is, since you've already done that, you don't need His blessings. He said He won't bless you because of that. I'm telling you what Scripture says straight up. When people do that, record, oh, I gave to the homeless. God says you've already received your gift from the validation of man. You don't need what I'm going to give you. So you basically took away your own blessing that He would have given you. All right. So that's the wrong way of going about it. I got another verse for you guys. All right. I got a Colossians 3 verse 12. Colossians 3 verse 12, and this says, "Put on therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, and long suffering." This is basically just telling you, you know, how you should carry yourself, how you should be, um, you know, being holy, having mercy, kindness, being humble in mind, meekness, long suffering. These are all kind. These are all things that a kind person represents. How they are. Once again, a kind person is not selfish. A kind person thinks about the next person. So if it means sacrificing a little, that's what it is. A lot of people nowadays, they're selfish. They're not willing to sacrifice for another person. That's why this world is the way that it is. If you start coming with a different mindset, I bet you this world will be flipped upside down. This will be a way better world. You know, um, I got a Luke 6 verse 35. Luke 6 verse 35, and this says, "Do good, lend, and expect nothing in return, and your reward will be great." Do good, lend, and expect nothing in return, and your reward will be great. How many people do you know would be like that? How many people do you know can um would lend without expecting back? Not too many. Not too many. Not too many. Not too many think that deeply into it. A lot of people, some people. There's like three. There's like three levels to it, right? There's three levels to it. There's the people that won't lend at all because they're that evil and selfish. There is the people that will lend, but they obviously expect it back. Some might even expect it back with interest. Wildin'. Um, and then the third one is, which is the rare one, is people who lend but don't expect it back. Those are the rare ones. They exist. They're just rare. All right. Those are the three types of lenders you got there. All right. We got a Romans 12 verse 15. Romans 12:15 says, "Rejoice with those who rejoice, weep with those who weep." Okay, that's a part of being kind. If you see somebody else having a good time, rejoicing, rejoice with them. You see somebody going through it, they sad about something, you know, um, weep with them. Show them be compassionate with them as well. All about being kind. All right. We have a Zechariah. Another one. We have a Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9 through 10. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9 through 10. And this goes and says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, render true judgment, show kindness and mercy to one another. Do not oppress." This is a good one. Listen up. I'm going to restart it. "Thus says the Lord of hosts, render true judgment, show kindness and mercy to one another. Do not oppress the widow, the fatherless, the sojourner, or the poor, and let none of you devise evil against another in your heart." Ooh. Yeah, I heard that one. That was so good. That was so good. I'm gonna repeat it again. I want to repeat that one again. I want to repeat it again. Zechariah chapter 7, verse 9 through 10. It says, sorry. Thus, sorry, it's getting warm too. "Thus says the Lord of hosts, render true judgment, show kindness and mercy to one another. Do not oppress the widow, the fatherless, the sojourner, or the poor, and let none of you devise evil against another in your heart. I mean, what should I say about that? There are a lot of people who, once again, are so selfish, and they do just that. They suppress the widows, they suppress the fatherless, the poor. If you really represent God, you're gonna do what He says in this. Well, you're not gonna oppress, but you're gonna do the reverse of that. All right. And then I got one more verse for you guys, real quick. I got a Galatians 5, verse 13. Galatians chapter 5, verse 13. And this says, "For you were called to freedom. For you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another." I'm going to repeat that one as well. This is Galatians 5, verse 13. And this says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers. Only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another." That's deep. God has given us freedom. That's the ultimate. He's definitely given us freedom, and He wants us to have freedom. He wants us to obtain it. He has freedom stashed for us, right? And He's saying that due to us having this freedom, we are not to oppress another person. If He's given us freedom, what gives us the ability to say so, to go to oppress another person, to make someone else's life hard? Think about that. It's kind of selfish / evil, if you ask me. It's weird. Do better. Just do better. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave this one short, guys. It's a little bit warmy in here. Hope you guys kind of took something away from this, and it helps you to exercise kindness even a little bit more. Like I said, it's a very important topic. It's a very important subject that I feel like needs to be, you know, expanded more on, and spoken about more, and also spread in the world. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. You know, without further ado, much love, you guys. I love you guys, and I love you, I love you, I love yous. You know, I will be hopping back on next week, touching on another subject around the same time, 12. I'd say about 12 o'clock, Wednesday, 12 o'clock. Yeah, much love. If you guys haven't already, check out my other videos that I have posted up. And smash those like buttons. Let's get this thing on an algorithm so people can see and understand what it really is. And yeah, hit that subscribe button as well. Much love, you guys. Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Sorry, I had to. All right, you guys. Holla at your baller.